So hi guys, welcome back to the class, and we in the previous session we have completed till here what are the foreign laws relevant in the areas of fraud and forensics. Okay, so please open your module, please open your PDFs, please open your printouts, whatever you have. We continue from the next part. Okay, so the noting part we'll be doing it towards the end today only. We'll be doing it and we will finish off this chapter. We'll try to finish off this chapter now. So from here, so now as a forensic accountant, okay, and as a chartered accountant, so we have discussed in the previous session that forensic accountant basically is an expert. So primarily chartered accountants do it, but yeah, other professions can also become forensic accountant. Now for chartered accountant, what are the opportunities or what are the opening areas where CA can become a forensic accountant? Like I am a certified forensic accountant. Why I did? Because a lot of services are there. So you can mark few services, they can test in your MCQs. So career in this area is though challenging, but it is quite exciting since a CA who is helping to prevent or detect financial crime is actually fighting for a bigger cause in a society. Okay. Now in recent times, recently ICA has issued FICE. Please underline this FICE. FICE basically means Forensic Accounting and Investigation Standard. Forensic Accounting and Investigation Standards. Okay. In the next few chapters, it will come. Now, forensic accounting services, what all it will include, because investigation services is there. You can give litigation and support services. Okay. Then, oh, here it is. An indicative of the list of services that can be provided by forensic professionals are. We can give all these services. So what are the services? Financial statements, manipulations, fund diversions. You can trace all this. Okay. Then anti-money laundering, license fees, dues, tax evasions. See, all accounts related things are coming in forensic accounting services. So when I say this is basically forensic accounting services, in this forensic accounting services, these are the services. So what you will try to find out, financial statement ka manipulations going on, any fund diversion, money related things, related party transaction, any anti-money laundering, license fees, dues, tax, money related thing is in forensic accounting. Second was, sir, investigation services. You can give investigation services all year. Investigation, fraud investigation, including cyber frauds, all fraud related things. Insurance in personal injury claims, ethical code of conduct violations, whistleblower complaints, asset theft, bribery, corruption, database. So all these will come in investigation. So forensic accounting is related to money. So write here please, money. Money related. Investigation services is related for investigation. Okay. Third, litigation support services. Here fighting is going on. So you write here fighting. That is alternate dispute resolution and testimony before competent authority. So these are the services. He can give three wide services. We call this as FIL. He can give three kinds of services. Forensic accounting services. Let's write AIL. AIL. Accounting services, investigation services, litigation services. Accounting services, investigation services, litigation services. Accounting services, investigation services, litigation services. Again, accounting services, investigation, litigation. Accounting mein they can ask us to identify an MCQ. Money related thing will fall in accounting services. Okay, some fraud has happened, some complaint is there, some corruption is there, some all nonsense will be in investigation. Fighting will be in litigation. Litigation will be two things, one is dispute, other one is testimony. Just remember this two, rest everything will fall in A or I. Okay, please write there AIL. Now all this they are explaining. Now what is financial statements manipulation service? Now see, financial statements manipulations. When conducting a forensic accounting engagement, the primary objective is to identify any fraudulent activities related to financial statements of the organization. Any fraudulent activities related to financial statements of the organization. So it could be overstating of profit, okay, or maybe low understatement of profit, bogus sales, okay, bogus purchases. So it says what all will you do. So you will have to identify the nature and extent of manipulation. What will you do? Identify the nature and extent of manipulation. Determine any specific method is used, like false bogus transactions or altering records and the extent to which they were used. So identifying the nature and extent of the manipulation. Number 2, impact of the manipulation. So you have done the company has done a fraud. You are going to find out the P&L balance sheet, maybe what fraud they have done, and because of that fraud, what impact it has created. So you will you will determine the impact of the manipulation. Okay, so because if they have changed the profit, they have shown less profit, so obviously there is a loss of taxes, loss of revenue to the government. Third, identify the parties involved. So they have done fraud, it has created an impact on somebody, but who did the fraud? Identify the parties involved. So you will identify the parties or groups who were involved, because it's not a automated process, it's a manual process, somebody was involved there. Okay. Fourth, identify the violations of laws and regulations. What law they have contravened. It could be Companies Act, it could be IBC, it could be income tax, it could be GST, it could be anything. Okay. So this is basically about this one. Financial statements manipulation. What will you do? The nature and the extent, the impact, parties involved, and the violations of laws and regulations. The next one is fund diversion and asset tracing. Fund diversions. So in recent times you must have seen DHFL ka fraud. DHFL is a Bombay based company, Dewan Housing Finance Limited. It is basically an NBFC. It was an NBFC. I'll show you the fraud. So this was the DHFL ka scam. Fake borrowers, shell companies and billions lost. So what they used to do, they used to take loan from the different banks. 17 banks have given loan to DHFL and they were giving it to the public because it was an NBFC. So imagine they borrowed at 12% and so they are giving at 16-18%. So 42,000 crore they have taken a loan and over 34,000 crore is still outstanding. Now if you read this, the audit revealed that DHL disbursed over rupees 29,000 crore to 66 entities that were connected to the company ka promoters, the Vadhavan brothers. These loans bypass standard loan appraisal process, lack proper scrutiny and often lack adequate security. Essentially, the money was being lent to entities controlled by the promoters themselves, raising serious questions about the conflict of interest and potential self-dealing. So the DHFL was granted NBFC ka license by RBI. So they should take loan from the bank and give it to the customer. So they 20-30% to the customer, 70-80% of the loan to the companies which are owned by the promoters only. And then they used to show bad debts. They never repaid that money. The investigation further exposed that a network of 87 shell companies allegedly created by Vadhavan brothers, these companies existed only on paper with no active business operation. Their purpose, investigators believe, was to siphon the money from fraudulently obtained loans. Over rupees 11,000 crore, guys, 11,000 crores was transferred to these shell companies, diverted for personal business used by the promoters. So this was a fraud of DHFL. Recent time ka fraud it is 43,000 crore. So you can read the entire story here. So this is basically what? Misutilization of funds or asset. So this is my first objective, misutilization of funds or asset. Then to quantify the losses. The objective may be to quantify the loss suffered as a result of fund misutilization or asset misappropriation. So they will say we have suffered a loss. Then they will take more money from the government. To establish a timeline. So the objective of maybe to establish a timeline of events relevant to the case. This may involve when funds or assets were transferred, when the financial statement and other documents were altered. So the forensic professional, the accountant will try to create this, the timeline, to identify the parties involved, whoever was involved. Okay. And to assist in asset recovery. So now if they have misutilized the money, so the forensic professional will help the government or the banker to recover the asset. Okay. Next is anti-money laundering. Anti-money laundering, Hawala we say. Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, they have sent money to US. Okay. So to trace assets generated by the commitment of scheduled offences. So there's an act which was there in the law. SPOM, I think you have studied, but prevention, no, you have not studied. Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. Okay. So if you have committed a crime and you have used the money and you have bought some asset out of it, so those assets will also be confiscated by the government. Okay. To verify and gather evidences allegedly from the laundered asset. So where whatever assets you have created because of money laundering, so the forensic professional will try to create the evidence, gather the evidence and give it to the government. Anti-money laundering. This is also one of the objectives. Then tax evasion. The next one is license fees dues tax evasion. Simply, you had profit in the books, but they will show bogus expenses. When bogus expenses, the profits are reduced, so the tax is also reduced. To identify the extent of tax evasion, identify the parties involved and determine the amount owed. So this is the objective of license fees. So we are just trying to explain all this. We did financial statement manipulation, then fund diversion, then anti-money laundering, then license fees. Okay. Cut this. Next one is related party transaction. The next one is what? Related party transactions. Okay. So the objective of forensic accountant in related party would be, see, because like Vadhavan brothers, we just read the story. So the DHFL took a loan. Vadhavan brothers, two brothers, created fake identities. Some in the wife ka name, some wife ka brother ka name, some father ka name, mother ka name. So here they are saying to the government that we have given loan to the customers. Now when the government did forensics, they saw that customers are nobody. Customers are basically the real brothers, sisters, cousin, family members of Vadhavan brothers. So eventually they are not following the rules of the government and they have given the loan. So here your forensic professional will find out related party transactions. To identify conflict of interest, to assess the risk of fraud, quantify the impact on the FS, and to ensure compliance with laws and regulations. Because if it's a related party, as per accounting standards, as per Companies Act, you have to disclose, you have to give a lot of disclosures. Okay. So this is related party transactions. Then where else we can use forensic professional? Estimation of loss or damage, like for 34,000 crore is still outstanding. If you see Nirav Modi ka fraud, PNB ka fraud, 1 lakh crore ka fraud it was. So somebody have quantified it. Somebody have told us this is the amount. So who will do this estimation? It will be done by the forensic professionals. So the objective of the forensic accounting in evaluation or estimation of losses to provide an independent, objective, reliable assessment of financial impact of a particular event or a dispute. These events or dispute may include fraud, embezzlement, breach of contract, any insurance claims or anything. Okay. So this is basically the duty of forensic professional in a accounting wala part. Here also same lines, extent of loss, root cause of the financial loss, impact and reliability of the FS. So internally you just have to read once, because see, headings are important. You need to understand the content because they will be testing in MCQ. Now where else, what other places we are using forensic professional? Sir, we are using it for investigations. Oh, there is one more. Suspicious transaction under IBC, Insolvency Bankruptcy Code. This you must have studied in SPOM Set A. So here also forensics are used, okay, for fraud detection, identifying preferential and undervalued transactions, and building evidence for legal proceedings. So forensic professionals are used in IBC also. Like for example, in IBC, what is a company doing? Company is saying we have suffered a loss and we will not be able to give money. But actually, is there a loss or not? We need to check. Somebody has to check. Now imagine there was a loss and they paid some money to the creditor. On doing forensics, the government came to know that, the resolution professional came to know that the money to the person whom it was given, he is a director ka son. So you are not giving to others, you are giving only to director ka son. So that is called as preferential transaction. So all this would be identified by whom? Forensic professional. So these are the duties in A wala concept in accounting, forensic accounting. So forensic accounting ka headings they have given there. Here they have given the descriptive part. Okay. Now the next one is what? Your investigation. Next one is what? Investigations. So investigation including what? Fraud investigation, including cyber frauds. So online fraud is there. Lot of OTP ka fraud. Click on the link and some other app will get open. So a lot of cyber frauds are happening in the country. Here also forensic professionals are used. So it says now identify the same point, it is nature and suspected fraud. Then impact of the suspected fraud, parties involved and violation of laws and regulations. So these are common points. The nature and extent, impact, parties and law ka violation. These are common points. Okay. Then any personal or insurance personal injury claims. Now if somebody is saying that I have suffered a loss, so insurance company, you give me the money. Insurance company is saying, no, no, sir, you have not suffered a loss. We need to verify. So there's a dispute going on. Your insurance company will appoint a forensic professional. So many times there are financial implications of personal injury caused as a result of negligence of some party. The injured party makes a claim to the negligent party to seek damages or financial claims to help alleviate the burden of the injury. Then the forensic accountant uses his expertise in the area of future earning potential to bring a develop a scientific and calculable basis to justify the nature. Like for example, if because of a road accident or maybe a bike has rammed into a person and the person has lost his legs. So the person was a young guy. So if he was a young guy, he was an imagine engineer, he would be making like 8 to 10 lakh rupees per annum. Imagine he lived for 40 years of his life. So for 8 lakhs per annum into 40 years plus he will add some inflations. So all this would be calculated by whom? By forensic professional. By forensic professional. Then ethical code of conduct violations. Now the objective of forensic investigation into ethical or code of conduct violations are to determine if any violation has occurred. So forensic professional will also check any like code of ethics violation is there. He will judge that. Okay, this is one more duty. Then, so here you will say you will establish the fact that the code of ethics has been violated. You will identify which clause has been violated, what is the extent of violation, and determine the accountability. So ethics again, see, remember the heading, forensic professional can detect ethical violation also. The next one is whistleblower complaints. Now imagine there's a whistleblower, okay, he has a accused on a company, okay, we have given some accusation that the company is doing fraud. So a person have said that imagine Reliance is doing some fraud, or Adani, Hindenburg example. Hindenburg has said that Adani has done the fraud. So now Hindenburg was a whistleblower. He gave details. So somebody has to establish those details are correct or not. So here again forensic professional will come. So it says here also same, establish the facts, identify the extent of misconduct and determine accountability. That is whistleblower complaints. Then asset theft, bribery, corruption. For this also forensic professional will do investigation. So the objective of investigation of asset theft, bribery or corruption is to determine the amount of financial loss or damage caused to the organization from these activities. He will assess the extent and scope of wrongdoing, identify if possible the individuals who have done the fraud. So same point, extent of misconduct, accountability, and assess the financial impact. Same point it is. Then data theft, breach, theft of intellectual property. So here also investigator will come and do the checking. If imagine some patent, trademark, copyright, somebody have stolen it or some data have stolen. So forensic professional will come and check here. Okay. So this was a part of investigation. So accounting is done, investigation is done. L was your litigation. So litigation there were 2 points. One was asset dispute resolution. So here to have a settlement agreement. In case of a dispute between two parties, forensic professional will come. What point you want to say, what point you want to say, right. So this party will say 5 pointers, this party will say 4 pointers, 9 points are there and they will agree. So when they are agreeing, the forensic professional will make a settlement agreement. Okay. Number 2, to identify any financial losses. The professional may be called to identify any financial issues that are relevant to the dispute. It may involve financial records, analyzing financial statements or conducting other financial analysis. This is dispute resolution answer. Then testimony. So now here in front of a court or any authority, you are supposed to become a witness basically. That for example, I am telling they have done a fraud. So I need to say that they have done a fraud. On what basis? So I need to provide factual information and explain the methodology adopted, how they have done the fraud, and to establish a timeline. When, what, who, did, where, how. All this would be explained by whom? Forensic professional. So ideally this answer, AIL wala answer they have explained in detail. This AIL wala answer, that's accounting services, then they have explained those. Investigating services, then they have explained those. And L was your litigation support services. This only they have explained. Understood guys? Cool. So I'm giving you 5 to 10 minutes time. You need to read the content, go slow, understand the content, then we'll do MCQs and then we will write the little notes we need to make. Okay, read. Who do not have a book, you can read it from the screen. I will scroll slowly. Done? Great. Now let's do the MCQs. It says choose the most appropriate options. Okay. Out of the given below statements, identify the statement which is likely to be true. Which one is true? Okay. A professional can investigate into whistleblower complaint against office of a company as a part of forensic and investigation engagement. He cannot investigate. He can investigate into whistleblower complaints against office of a company as a part of forensic accounting only in certain explicit specified circumstances. See, if it's a in question, it's an only thing. Only what it will be a no. It will be a false statement. Always remember. Throughout, it is law audit everywhere. If you see only what it is a false statement. Okay. Forensic professional cannot investigate into whistleblower complaints against office or company unless regulator specifically requires to do so. We just did na AIL, accounting, investigation, litigation. Investigation we have done whistleblower complaint. It can be possible. I've given you hidden bug example. Tell me your answer. One answer would be A. One answer would be A. 2. Identify the most appropriate statement. Okay. Alternative dispute resolution form part of forensic investigation. This okay. Appropriate means correct. Okay. The forms part. Does not form part, does not form. So this is wrong, this is wrong. We have done this in litigation. AILL litigation. Litigation alternative dispute was there. So you have to choose between A and B. Forensic accounting, it forms part. The objective is confined to facilitate a settlement agreement between the parties. The objective is to facilitate a settlement agreement between the parties and not to identify financial issues that are relevant to the dispute. Tell me what you have read. B. 2 ka is B. Third. Which one is correct? It uses scientific method for solving a crime, extensive interviews, detailed interviews with suspect to solve a crime, documentary evidence to solve a crime, extensive interrogation. I don't know. A. Scientific method, I think. Fourth. Which of the following is a landmark law which protects the investor from fraudulent financial reporting was passed in US ka Act. Okay. Aftermath of Enron and some other scandal, this law requires the officer of company to certify in writing that company's financial statements comply with necessary disclosure requirement. Further, this law also contains provision for imposing harsh penalties for giving false statement. So, because of this, it will be Sarbanes-Oxley Act. Sarbanes-Oxley Act. 4 is C. Fifth. A fire engagement can arise in certain situations. Which of the following is not a situation? Not a situation. Forensic accounting investigation engagement can arise. Law, body, contractual arrangement. Professional on his or her own undertake such engagement to take to logical conclusion any suspicious activity. Boss, why the hell I would go and do voluntary anything? If somebody tells me, then only I'll do na. So law or court can do, body can do, or a client can tell me. So which is not D. Let's check A, B, A, C, D. 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 What teaching? What teaching? What teaching? Forensic teaching. All are right. Okay. Cool. So you please take one notebook or a page, whatever it is. I think 1 page or 2 page maximum we will write. We need to make like small notes, handy notes, so that when you are going for the exam, you are ready with the content. You will just revise the content, go. We will just write the bullet points. We are not writing like the main audit or in inter, maybe we have done inter law and audit, not detail part, because it's an MCQ based exam. Okay. So I would say first chapter. So you can write heading as chapter 1. Background and overview. First chapter. Important points. Number 1. Details of fraud dash module page 1.4. This table basically. Number 2. Reasons for fraud module page 1.7. Then forensic accounting investigation engagement may arise when three arrows law regulation requires, client requires, or a court or authority. Then laws applicable for FI engagement, direct impact laws, engagement specific laws. Then fifth, other laws applicable to FI engagement, so right there Indian Penal Code 1860, Indian Contract Act 1872, Indian Evidence Act 1872, Code of Criminal Procedure 1973, Prevention of Corruption Act 1988, Benami Property Transaction Act 1988, SEBI 1992, Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, Companies Act 2013, done. Then after that, Information Technology Act 2000, six point, foreign laws applicable. Then Foreign Corrupt Practices Act 1977, Sarbanes-Oxley Act 2002, Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, United States Organizational Sentencing Guidelines 2004, United Kingdom Bribery Act 2010. Point number 7, areas for CA as a forensic professional. AIL. A is forensic accounting, I is investigation, L is litigation. Forensic accounting, investigation, litigation. Now, below forensics, what will you do? You will copy this A to G, A, B till G. Below investigation, will copy A to F, and here only A and B is there. Copy. Please copy right now only. Copy. Below forensic accounting A to G, below investigation A to F, and the litigation A, B. Copy. I'm here only. Done hai? Finished? Cool. Your full chapter is over. So our first chapter, guys, it is over. Okay, so if you have liked the lecture, do inform to your friends also. They can visit our website and buy the lecture, or you can call on the number and make sure you clear Set C, and then we will meet in CA Final Audit regular. So the approach will be little different. There we have to mug up the answers, write proper notes, because it's a compulsory 100 marks full descriptive paper. Here it is MCQ only. Okay, cool. We meet in the next class. Bye guys, take care, enjoy, and aim for a rank or 70 plus, which is earlier. Do recommend to your friends also. Bye guys.